Night doesn't so much arrive in Matera as it rises from the stone. It comes up from the steps, from the walls, carved into the hillside, from the caves that have watched centuries pass in silence. Bit by bit, the light fades from the sky and gathers instead in windows, doorways, and lanterns scattered through the Sassi. You are standing near the top of a long stone stairway, looking down into the ancient heart of Matera. The town doesn't feel built on the ground. It feels like it has grown out of the rock itself. Houses layered one on top of another, roofs becoming terraces, walls becoming streets, every line shaped by time and patience. The sky above is still holding onto a thin band of pale blue, but most of it has already turned to a deep, quiet shade of evening. The last light brushes the edges of chimneys and bell towers. Before slipping away, you stand there for a moment, just breathing, just looking. The stone beneath your feet is cool and worn, its surface smoothed by generations of footsteps. The air tastes faintly of dust and earth mixed with the subtle sweetness of distant cooking and the cool dryness of the plateau beyond the ravine. Behind you, the modern town lives its own life, but here, in the Sassi, time feels different. You take your first step down. The staircase is wide at first, then narrows and bends. You let one hand slide along the low wall beside you. The stone is slightly rough beneath your fingers, solid and real. As you walk, you begin to hear Matera's night voice, a soft blend of small sounds, none of them urgent. A pot being set down in a kitchen somewhere. A quiet conversation drifting through an open doorway. A chair moved across a floor. Footsteps, like yours, finding their way along the stone. You descend slowly. Lanterns appear along the way, some fixed to walls, others hanging from old metal arms. Their light is warm, but not harsh, pooling onto the steps in gentle ovals. You pass a doorway half open to the night. From inside comes the glow of a single lamp, a wooden table, the silhouette of someone clearing plates. You catch just a glimpse, but it's enough to feel the simple normality of life here. A meal finished, a day quietly ending. You turn a corner and Matera opens wider. Ahead of you, the Sassi descend like a stone amphitheater, a series of terraces and houses and staircases stacked together in a patient, intricate pattern. Lights begin to appear, in more windows now. Dots of amber scattered through the pale rock like embers, resting in a vast bed of ash. You stop at a small landing and look out. From here, you can see part of the ravine, a dark cut in the land, its opposite side rising in rough, untouched rock, softly outlined by the last remnants of light. The silence there is deeper, an emptiness that isn't cold, but clear. You stand between the two worlds, the carved cave city behind you, the wild rock before you. You don't need to choose between them. You just exist in this moment, held by both. You continue down. The steps lead you through a narrow passage, walls close on either side. The air cools slightly in the shade. Above, a small balcony is carved directly into the rock, a low plant silhouetted against the faint sky. You walk past a wall where old stone meets older stone, lines blurred by time. The town doesn't pretend to be perfect. It simply holds everything it has been and still is. Another turn, another descent. Now you find yourself in a sort of open space, a terrace formed naturally by roofs and steps. From here, a bell tower rises. Not far away, its shape clear against the darkening sky. You listen. Somewhere, very softly, a bell chimes the hour. Not loudly, not as a command, more like a reminder. That time is moving, even when you are not. The sound travels across the stone, touches the houses, brushes past you, and disappears into the ravine. You stay there for a few breaths, letting the echo fade completely before you move on. The stairway takes you lower, toward a narrow lane that runs between cave dwellings. Some doors are open to the night, revealing rounded ceilings, soft lamps, and the pale curve of ancient walls inside. You walk along this lane, your steps quiet, the soles of your shoes meeting rock worn so smooth. That walking feels almost like floating. There is a bench carved directly from the stone. Near a small corner, you sit. From this low place in the Sassi, the sky is a tall, vertical shape between the buildings, a strip of deepening blue, framed on both sides by pale rock. A few stars appear, one by one, small and steady. You rest your hands on your knees and simply stay. The night here doesn't rush over you. It touches you slowly, a bit of coolness on your skin, a quieting in your chest, a softening in your thoughts. You don't need to force anything. You just allow. After a while, you rise again. You follow another set of steps, this time angling outward toward the edge of the Sassi. The path flattens into a stone walkway that runs along the top of a slope. A low wall separates you from the drop. Beyond it, the ravine opens completely. Across the gap, the rock stands bare and dark, marked by small caves and paths barely visible in the half-light. No houses, no lights, only stone and shadow, and a sky slowly filling with stars. You lean on the wall for a moment. The air from the ravine is cooler. It carries the scent of dry grass, old earth, empty space. The difference between the living rock behind you and the untouched rock in front of you makes the moment feel balanced in a way you can't quite explain. You walk along the edge. The path curves gently, leading you to another viewpoint. Here, someone has placed a simple iron railing and a small light at your feet. You look back toward Matera. From this angle, the Sassi rise like a carved hillside of light and shadow. Houses overlap in uneven stacks, stairways cut through them, and small illuminated arches glow like open eyes. The bell tower you saw earlier now stands higher above the rest, its stone pale, its windows dark, its outline calm against the sky. Matera seems both still and full of quiet activity. People moving inside their homes, not visible, but present. You stay there, half turned toward the wild rock, half turned toward the carved city, feeling the space between the two. Then you turn fully back toward the Sassi and follow a new set of stairs downward. The path takes you through another cluster of houses. You catch glimpses of interiors through small windows, a lamp on a table, a painting on a wall, the edge of a shelf filled with everyday objects. You don't stare, you just notice them, in passing small evidence of lives quietly unfolding. Within the stone, you arrive at a little open area, a tiny square. No paving other than rock, no decoration other than the shapes of the buildings around it. There is a single tree growing out of a space in the ground, its leaves darker than the sky behind them. A lamp nearby sends a soft light upward, just enough to reveal the outline of branches. You stand near it and listen again. The night here is not completely silent, but every sound is small, gentle, contained. A door opening and closing, a distant murmur, a low, almost inaudible sound from the ravine as air moves through it. The faintest shift of wind around a corner. You realize you have not looked at any screen, not checked any time, not worried about where to go next. You have simply followed the paths the city offered you, one at a time. You begin to climb once more. The way up feels different from the way down, but not heavier. The steps lift you gradually, each one giving you a little more height, a slightly different view. You pass by a wall where small plants grow in the cracks, their roots finding a way to hold on in the stone. Their leaves are still, not stirred tonight by any strong wind. Higher now, the Sassi open again, and you see more of the town at once. Lights sprinkle the stone in uneven lines. No strict pattern, just the natural placement of homes and paths. You reach another terrace, with a low wall looking out over both the Sassi and the ravine. You sit on the wall this time, careful but relaxed. From here, Matera feels almost like a memory made solid. Layers of time gathered in one place. You know there are stories in every doorway, in every carved room, in the shape of every staircase. You don't need to know them. You just have to be here among them. The sky above is fully dark now, speckled with more stars than before. You let your gaze rest where sky and stone meet, your attention soft and unfocused, as if looking and resting with the same action. You feel a steady quiet inside you, not empty, just calm. When you eventually stand again, Your body moves easily. You find another path, one that leads you gently back toward where you began. You retrace some of your steps. Without trying to do so, the city guiding you along the routes it remembers for you. The houses around you seem calmer now. More windows have gone dark. A few lights remain like slow, steady points of reassurance. You pass once more by the place, where the bell tower rises. No bells ring this time. It just stands there anchored in the stone, a familiar shape. You continue upward. The steps deliver you, finally, back to the high point where you first looked down onto Matera. You turn and see the town one last time tonight. The Sassi lie below you, no longer defined by their individual details, but by their overall presence, a single, quiet form of stone and light. The ravine is just a darker region beyond, its edges softened by the night. The sky is complete now, deep open, patient. You feel your chest loosen, as if something inside you has been allowed to unclench. You stay like that, standing at the edge, held between depth and height, before and after, stone and sky. There is nothing more you need to add to this moment, nothing you need to remove. You are simply here. When you finally decide to move, you do so slowly, aware of your own weight, your own presence on the stone. As you walk away from the edge, you carry the night with you, the quiet terraces, the soft lights in cave dwellings, the empty ravine, the distant echo of a bell, and the steady stillness of carved rock that has seen everything and still remains. In Matera, the night does not rush you towards sleep. It guides you there gently, step by step, breath by breath, stone by stone. And as you let your thoughts grow lighter and your body grow heavier, you find that you don't need to hold on to anything at all. The town holds you instead, with its walls, with its stairways, with its deep, quiet calm, until you finally drift softly and completely into rest. More Italian bedtime stories coming very soon. If you enjoyed this moment of calm, subscribe and like the video for more gentle storytelling.